We begin tonight with the death of a beloved Tybee Island police officer. Tron Lewis was killed this morning in a motorcycle accident while off duty in Savannah. And now the community and colleagues are reacting to his untimely death. WJCL's Steve King is at the Tybee Island Police Department with more. Steve?
Megan, I'm standing in front of Tybee Island Police Officer Tron Lewis's patrol car, which now has a wreath on top of it, as you can see, to remember Lewis, who was killed in a motorcycle accident in Savannah this morning. Now, Tybee Island city officials say they are devastated from this tragedy, which took the life of such a bright and beloved young officer. Tybee Island police officers remembering fellow officer Tron Lewis, the 32-year-old killed in a motorcycle crash in Savannah Saturday morning. Lewis was off duty and behind the wheel of his motorcycle on Ogeechee Road when his bike and an SUV collided near Southwest Middle School. Lewis died at the scene. The driver of the SUV not seriously hurt, but was hospitalized. After hearing what happened, Mayor Jason Bilterman said in a statement, quote, "Tron Lewis was an excellent officer. He served our citizens and visitors very effectively and represented our city with dignity and honor. He will be sorely missed. We pray for his wife, family, friends, and his fellow officers during this difficult time." Tybee Council member Julie Livingston says Lewis was kind and respectful and very well liked in the community. She says the entire city is devastated. In the meantime, flags are flying at half-staff on the island, and Officer Lewis's car parked in a place of honor in front of police headquarters. Police officials are still investigating this crash, and they have not said whether any charges will be filed. Funeral arrangements have not been announced at this time, but be sure to stay with WJCL News and WJCL.com for all of the latest updates. Reporting live on Tybee Island, Steve King, WJCL 22 News.
Steve, thanks. And the Savannah-Chatham Metro Police Department, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, the Savannah Firefighters Union, and many others posting their condolences on social media. Tybee Island Police changing their profile picture on Facebook this afternoon. The picture is of their badge with a black and blue line through it. And inside the black line reads, Officer Tron Lewis, number 1408, end of watch, 4/8/2017.
Police officer killed in a motorcycle accident Saturday continues to grow. Fox 28's Josie Gregory shows us how.
Officer Tron Lewis was killed Saturday morning riding his motorcycle on Savannah's south side. Savannah-Chatham Metro Police say a car turning left from Ogeechee Road slammed into Lewis's motorcycle, killing him.
He's better than I thought we were ever going to get. Did a lot for the community, a big cornerstone of our police department and the officers, and it's just a shock to all of us.
Chief Bob Bryson brought Officer Lewis to Tybee Island from the Ware County Sheriff's Office less than a year ago, but he says Lewis made a big impact in the short time he was with the force.
Hey, I met Officer Tron, he's so nice and professional, it was always, I never heard him say anything bad or anybody say anything bad about him.
Now Lewis's car no longer patrols the streets. Instead, it sits here in front of the police station, covered with stuffed animals and flowers, all placed here by residents and fellow officers, all to remember Lewis. Chief Bryson is remembering Lewis as a true community servant who coached a soccer team and who read Dr. Seuss books to a class at the Tybee Island Maritime Academy just a couple of weeks ago.
He didn't have any children, but he took time to be with other people's children and be somebody for them.
With a force of only 28 police officers, he says it feels like they lost a brother.
His presence is definitely going to be missed.
On Tybee Island, Josie Gregory, Fox 28 News at 10.
Lewis's family is still working on his funeral arrangements. In the meantime, Chief Bryson says this memorial will stay.
Words. Others I talked to today had not one bad word to say about Officer Lewis.
Immediately when we met him, everybody just fell in love with him. And, even though he was here a little bit less than a year, he's very much one of our brothers.
Lieutenant Emery Randolph talked with me today about his fellow officer, Tron Lewis.
He was a great guy. He always had a very friendly smile and a firm handshake for his fellow officers. He motivated all of us to be at our absolute best. And just to stand in his presence puts you in a good mood. He's a very positive, upbeat guy.
Before Tybee, Lewis worked for the Ware County Sheriff's Office in Georgia as a deputy and drug unit member. Social media posts came in from all over, including the Ware County Sheriff, Waycross Police, the Tybee Mayor, Metro Police, and the Chatham County Sheriff. Tybee police officers set up a memorial in front of the station today with a wreath on top of Lewis's patrol car. Some circled around, some kneeled. It was a place for the officers to grieve.
You know, everybody here is very heartbroken, but we all lean on each other in good times and bad. And so, you know, we've spoken amongst ourselves and helped each other through this grieving process. And, you know, it's going to take quite some time to get over Tron, but we're all here for one another.
The motorcycle crash happened around 9:30 this morning on Ogeechee Road near Southwest Middle School. Tonight, Lieutenant Randolph has this message.
I would ask that everybody just be aware of the surroundings when on the road, be aware of the other vehicles around you, and especially motorcycles, and everybody get home safely.
Tonight, Officer Tron Lewis leaves behind a wife and children.